How do you not get a single call after playing in the biggest game of your life?
Because people looked at my injury history.
And they were like, he's a liability.
They were like, he is damaged goods. We don't want that.
He's a Boston College Hall of Famer, a 12-year NFL vet, and Super Bowl 46 champion with the New York Giants. But after spending over a decade in the league, he's rewritten his own script on what life looked like after football. He is now a sports TV analyst, certified sommelier, and founder of his own wine company, The Wine MVP. Will Blackmon, welcome to Athletes After Hours.
What's happening? I forgot it was like driving in the beach life. I felt like I was back in Boston with all one ways, and it was weird. I almost got into an accident. It's all good.
I know.
Got
I'm
here
sorry.
safe. No.
I'm so glad you got here safely.
Okay. I'm glad it was here and not like downtown LA.
Right?
Then I would have had to politely decline.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are so excited when they find out that I'm literally a block from the beach. They're like, wait, I'm there.
All good.
Easy.
All good.
I'm so glad you could get on, and I'm glad that we could finally meet. I've heard so many amazing things about you. Obviously, doing a little research, I'm like, wait, I got to meet this guy. He seems so cool. You've done an incredible job of transitioning out of your sport, which
is a beast.
We need to unpack. I mean,
it's fucking hard.
I have to say, NFL, literally hearing the stats about the transition out was one of the reasons I actually wanted to launch the podcast.
Right.
Because I knew there was an epidemic of identity crisis and depression and mental health struggles that came from transitioning out of their sport. And I knew I had a really tough battle with it. So I can't even imagine having it be your entire identity, your entire career, and like relying on the income, you know, having your ego be built up as the way it was, like having your name on people's jerseys. And then all of a sudden one day you wake up and you're like a nobody.
There's no jerseys.
Yeah.
Somebody put tape on it and put my name. Wait, before we do that though, we were talking because you went to J. Sarah.
I did.
And
we have a lot of mutual friends.
We do, but this is what tripped me out. Okay, so we both trained at Sports Science Lab with Gavin down there in the basement.
Yep.
And you said you started training there when?
2011. And I was
this is
13 years old.
This is what's gonna like simulate. This is fucking me up. So I remember we had to do like the balancing, right? The discs, the pipes.
Oh my God. Fuck those things.
But listen, I remember Gavin was saying like, yeah, the skateboarder, he said, but there's this one little gymnast and she's like skating up and down the hallways.
Shut up.
On the pipes.
That was me.
Get the fuck out of here. No, dude, we used to go in. I'm telling you, we used to go in there and there was this little girl. And there was like one gymnast and she literally was standing. So we had these like PVC pipes, whatever they were, and it taught us to balance, right? And one of the workouts was you have to roll and then you had to like walk and drag them. And I swear there was like this little girl going up and down the hallway like it was nothing. That's crazy.
I think that was me.
That had to be you because there was no one else.
There was no one else.
That's
well, because
crazy.
my school doesn't have a gymnastics team,
right?
And so I didn't have.
Did you go to the one in Cabot? That
I went to one in Lake Forest and one in Costa Mesa.
Okay,
but no, they didn't have a gymnastics team. They didn't even. I mean, when I signed to
That's
UCLA.
Insane.
When I signed, well, technically I signed at ACU, but when I signed on National Signing Day, they didn't even like know that I was committed to a school.
That's
like,
crazy.
Unless you're a J. Sarah athlete, they were like, "Oh, you do a sport?" I'm like,
so Dante Pettis was there when you were there?
Yes, he was.
Yes, I love Dante.
Yeah, we've had some pretty cool athletes come out of J. Sarah. But yeah, it was just so funny that like, I remember training there like it was yesterday and having the most insane workouts too.
I'm old.
So why were you there?
What do you mean? I was training for football.
Oh, okay.
I was like there just watching people. No, because so obviously we'll get into it. But when I got hurt, I came out here, met my wife out here, and then. So this is a funny story. This is how I ended up at J. Sarah.
Okay.
Right. So after one season, after in Green Bay seasons, I would live in Miami.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was watching NFL Network and there was a video of Troy Polamalu doing like this ninja crazy like training. And I was like, yo, where the hell is that? And it was like, oh, Gavin McMillan, whatever, California. Cool. So I was just watching it and that was it.
Oh, wow.
So then fast forward, meet my wife who ends up being from Orange County. And when I came out here, we got invited to Carson Palmer. He had a golf tournament at the St. Regis, which is now Monarch.
Yeah.
And there was some dude there who was like, hey, where do you train? I was like, I'm just at 24 Hour Fitness. I don't have a place. He goes, well, there's two guys. There's Gavin McMillan, Marvin Rinovich. He was like, one of those two guys. I was like, which one? He was like, you pick. So I Googled Gavin, and there's like this blonde Canadian dude doing a tomahawk dunk. I was like, I'm going to go to this dude, right? I mean, if this is the advertisement, like, I'm in. And so I go to the place. I'm like, oh shit, this is the place that I saw. This is legit. This is the place, but not legit because it's a dungeon.
Oh, it is like it's literally scary.
No windows.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky. I remember getting
mutants.
brought down there, and I was like,
yeah, no windows, all mutants.
I'm gonna be tortured.
But anyhow, yes,
wild.
That had to be you.
Small world.
Anyhow,
that's so wild. Yeah, I
didn't mean to take your serious note and flip it to like, wait a minute. Okay.
No, that was crazy though. I'm still like processing it. Like you definitely. Well, we've been besties for a long time.
I still got my.
We go way back.
I have my son doing all the footwork stuff.
Oh, dude.
I have an ISO.
It's so good.
I have my own ISO.
Your kid's so set up.
Dude, I'm telling you.
He's going to be a freak.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about that too, because like raising an athlete versus being an athlete is probably such a whirlwind of a 180.
It's crazy.
Like, I'm really excited to hear about this. Well, let's start with you being drafted. I want to know what that experience was like for you, because I feel like the process of being drafted is really stressful.
Right. I mean, yeah. Well, then because the days were long as hell.
Yeah.
Now it's like first round is one day, second and third, and then they break it up into days, which is cool.
Okay.
But back then it was like the first day was like 10 hours. So it was crazy.
You're just sitting on your couch with cameras on you for literally 10 hours straight.
Yes. Well, I wasn't at the green room. I was at home. I stayed home because I wasn't going to be an early pick. I thought second round would be the earliest. I ended up going fourth round. But it's just a long ass day.
Yeah.
And the one thing too, it's long when you're drafted later, but that's not the worst part is you're watching people you competed against and you're like, oh. Like,
and they're beating you or they're getting picked earlier than you.
Yeah,
and
that was a tough part.
Yeah.
But
and it's hard to not like overanalyze too, because I mean, obviously, there's a lot of politics that go into it. There's a lot of
politics.
decisions that go into it.
No question.
But for you, when you were sitting there waiting to hear your name called,
it's tough.
Why couldn't they just tell you before? Like, don't they already know?
Well, here's the thing: they gave me a range, and my range was like 2 to 5. So that's a big range.
Oh my
and then
God.
depending on who picks who slotted where, who has best board, but. Let alone that day was still pretty cool because as a kid, I always like dreamt about the NFL. You know, I was a diehard football fan, like collected cards, collected jerseys. I used to write players, pen pal letters. Like I was nuts.
You used to write letters to players,
which is fun. I wrote one to Desmond Howard, and I finally met him about a month ago.
Shut up.
Yeah, he was out here for an event, and I told him straight up, I was like, look, I know I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 40 years old, but I used to write pen pal letters to you, man. And he thought it was so cool, and he ended up being
cute.
a fan of me, and actually I tied his record in Green Bay for most punt returns, so full circle.
What a full circle moment.
But as a kid, I literally thought the NFL was impossible.
Really?
But yeah, like it wasn't.
It was like a fantasy land.
For sure. Like it would be cool, but I'm like, there's no way.
When did it become a reality?
I think when I became probably when I got to college. When I got to college, because things started happening for me, which I didn't think they were.
Yeah.
Because I was the type where I was a fan. I researched everything. I knew about this. I knew about everything. I knew about all-star games, camps, all these things. I thought it was cool. I used to get the magazines, and I'm like it's not gonna happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no way. And then my brother was a student at Boston College.
Okay.
And you know, he knew guys on the football team. His roommate was actually a graduate assistant. And the GA was like, hey, I heard your brother's pretty good at football. And he was like, oh, my little brother is like really good. So he's like, well, have him come to the camp.
Wow.
So I told my dad about it, and my dad saved up a bunch of money so I can go to this camp. And I remember I just like went off, had a really good camp. And then going into my sophomore year, I remember I got a letter saying, thank you to give to all the kids. Thank you for coming to the camp. And then behind it was a letter that said they offered me a scholarship. So like out the gate.
That's so casual.
Oh, it was so like
what? Normally like they call you, it's like this huge official thing and like you
but
have
it was
conversations.
cool. It was a cool letter. It
Yeah.
was cool. I think they couldn't because I wasn't old enough yet.
Wow.
I think you can't. I forget the rule back then. I think once you're in your sophomore year or something like that.
Yeah, I'm curious what it is with football because gymnastics we'd be offered 7th grade.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you could commit literally in 7th grade.
So for me to not even get like, because I didn't even know what college I was going to go to. I was going to go to our local community college. I didn't think of it like that. And then for that to be the first one.
And to be a scholarship.
From Rhode Island.
That's so wild.
Like from Providence. Like that's like.
Yeah.
All right. They're like, this kid must be like 6'8". I was like, no, 5'9". 155.
You're like, but I'm good. I promise.
But it's funny. My coach, he put 6'2", 190 on every tape.
No shit.
Yeah. It wasn't 6'2", 190.
You
my
catfish
son
people.
My son is now. That's what's crazy.
Period.
He's 15.
Manifested it.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. That's funny.
You're like, all that catfishing paid off.
Oh my god! Shit, I was as advertised though. It was
that's
good.
Crazy.
So that's kind of when I was like, all right, I'm kind of entering a new like stratosphere of the type of athletes, and then like things started happening in terms of I never thought I'd get invited to the Nike camp. Nike camp used to be invite only, and then I got an invite to the Nike camp, and then I got more invites to this, and then everything just went crazy. So
Do you think your belief came from other people because you kind of had that deep-rooted belief that like the NFL was untouchable? So then as you got better and you progressed, like the white noise kind of almost broke that.
Yeah, I think I was just always in the moment.
Okay, cool.
I think that's what it was. Like I was truly
just grateful to be here.
I was truly grateful. I was such a fan.
Yeah.
And I just love playing football. Period. And so this is important here is, so when I was young, I was 6, I lost my mother
I'm sorry.
when I was 6 years old. And immediately I started playing football. So, but I always loved it in general. We had a football house, like we were into it. So that was kind of like, that was the one place where I legit had full control of what's going on, you know? Because even after she passed away, we never had a chance to grieve. We never had a chance to really talk about it. We, you know, my dad went to work, my siblings went to school, I went to school, and that was it, you know? Nevertheless, I had a great childhood because I didn't know any different, you know?
Yeah.
Like my dad worked all the time but never missed a game, you know? So it was cool, but I think for me, that was the one place where I had complete control and like had true like enjoyment.
It was almost like an escape for you from that pain.
Yeah, I mean, I hate using the word escape because I wasn't trying to get away from reality.
Yeah.
You know, because when I went home, I didn't go home and I was like, you know, hid and cried all day, you know. Like I said, I had a cool childhood, even though it's funny. This is, you know, I haven't said this to anybody, but I'm like, I started therapy just to, you know, learn more about myself and talk about it.
Yeah. When did you start therapy?
Probably a month ago.
Oh, this is recent.
This is recent. Yeah. This is because I'm the type where it's like therapy is kind of like taboo. It's like, man,
you kind of grew up in the era of
you know,
therapy is like you only go unless something's really wrong.
Unless you're like on edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not on edge. I was just curious. You know, we never talked about stuff. Not because my dad was like, don't do it. We never just made time to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a great relationship. We talk all the time about stuff and we, you know, share things. But it was interesting to like hash and go back on my whole life as a kid. I was like, damn, I was in some like fucked up situations that I didn't even know. You're
unpacking stuff that you kind of stuffed
that
out
was
a long
normal.
time ago.
It was normal. You know what I'm saying?
And then you realize it's not normal and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So again, the reason I brought that up, I didn't like, hey, I'm in therapy like everybody. Like I'm not being an advocate for it.
I'm really proud. No, you should be. I'm really proud of you.
But I don't want to be an advocate for it. I'm just being transparent. Like this is because me doing that allowed me to go back and like kind of dig deep in what's going on. But also my point was the reason I brought it up is because for football, again, with life, this is like, oddly enough, that was normalcy for me was to go play football.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
100%.
I know I said a lot.
No, you're good. I think that's a really cool way of rediscovering who you are from a completely different perspective, especially a professional perspective.
Right.
Because I think what you don't realize is like a lot of the stuff that you go through in your childhood does dictate
1,000%.
who you are now.
Yeah.
And how you cope with stress and how you are now a parent and how you parent your children. I think what's really cool is you don't want to ever project onto a child. And so healing your inner child is going to prevent that.
For sure.
And so that's really cool and really mature that you've recognized, like, I'm just curious. I want to see how I can improve. And I think, again, that's how.
But you say curious. That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing.
That's how you improve. People
But
don't
that's how you
understand that.
improve.
Yes.
Because you're constantly wondering, where else can I grow? And I think that's what made you such an elite athlete. And what makes elite athletes is because we are always curious for growth and always chasing the next thing to help improve ourselves. And for you, when you got into the NFL, you got drafted directly to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you at the Packers for?
4 years.
Okay. How was that?
You know what? It was funny because it literally was dreamy.
I was gonna say like fever dream.
It was unbelievable because, you know, being such a diehard football fan and you get drafted to the most historical program in professional football was just like crazy. I mean, I remember the day I signed, they asked me what number I wanted, and we also signed Charles Woodson, and I was like a diehard. I've been on record a million times. People can be like, oh, no, Charles Woodson. Yes, Charles Woodson, I was like my guy. And he got signed to the same team. So I remember they asked me, they said, what number do you want? And I had the best numbers to pick from. They said 21, 27, 24. And for football, that is like, for my position, defensive back, that is like prime. Because 21 was Deion Sanders, 24 was Charles Woodson, and 27 was actually my youth number in high school in Pop Warner. And so I was like, you know what? I really wanted to get 24. I think Charles is going to get that number. I said, I'll just go to my roots. I'll take 27. Mary showed up. He had 21. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, but to go there and to, like, he's on the team and Brett Favre was still the quarterback of the team.
Crazy.
So I had all these, like, Hall of Famers and, like, it's the Packers.
Yeah.
So for me, it was to get there was super cool, you know. Now, like anything else, something great happens, something else happens. Like adversity hits immediately. And
Yeah.
I remember my very first training camp in Green Bay, mini camp. I ended up snapping my foot in half first day.
First day on the job.
First day on the job. I never had anything in my life.
You've never had any really big injury.
I never had a major injury.
How'd it happen?
Just running. Just running like I do.
Why is it always the stupidest shit that we get hurt on?
Yo,
I swear.
and I knew your dad's an ortho, so I'm sure he gets it. And but it was crazy. It's funny because it happened. It would have been a week ago today that I did it, because I remember I graduated from Boston College on the 22nd, which I think was Friday. And
How many years ago? I don't want to age you.
Wes, that's fucked up. I graduated in 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your reunion coming up?
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Say it again.
Your reunion coming up?
It is. And I am not going. I told everybody, I was like, everybody I want to see, I still talk to. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Like, let's go back. I was like, no, man. Like, and it's in Boston too, so like, that's not an easy trip.
No.
You know what I mean? But yeah, just
so
first.
You snapped your ankle first day.
So my foot broke the fifth metatarsal first day, and I was just like, this is crazy.
Did you sign a contract for a certain amount of years, or was it just your first year?
You signed. It was a 4-year deal.
Okay, so you had job security.
Hell no.
Oh.
This is crazy. NFL is not for long.
Ooh.
You can get cut whenever. The only guarantees are like whatever guarantees you sign for financially, but you're not guaranteed the hell no.
Oh my God.
Hell no.
So you were stressing.
There's no job security anywhere on earth. I don't believe. Hell yeah, I was stressed because you think like you're coming into, I was 4th round. I was a mid-round pick, so I had to like come and improve myself.
Prove yourself. You had a chip on your shoulder.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously the higher the round you're drafted, the more money you get. So you have, more wiggle room. You have more rope.
Yeah.
Obviously the less you're getting paid, the later you get picked, you don't have much.
Yeah.
So for me, I was stressing because I was like, damn, dude, like I have such an opportunity. And while I get drafted, they draft other guys, and they also signing a bunch of free agents too. So it's like a big,
There's a lot of people also in line waiting to take your spot.
For the same spot.
Yeah.
So remember, I ended up having surgery, and then came back that season. This is crazy. My whole rookie year. Came back that season, ended up, just banging knees with somebody.
Okay.
All good. So then I go to ice my knee with the trainers. And, you get treatment and you just sit there and you wait for them to take everything off.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever, the hot pads or the ice, whatever it is. And I'm just like, listen to music. So finally they take off the ice bag and I get off the table and then my foot just like dragging. And so I'm like, all right, I've been cold before. You wait for it to thaw out.
Yeah.
My foot never came back. So I had drop foot. I had drop foot for about, I think, 6 weeks.
It like hit a nerve
and just... so the peroneal nerve, which starts up, your shin and goes all the way to your big toe.
Yeah.
Interior tibialis. Oh yeah, I learned about my leg.
I was gonna say you probably know everything now after all your NFL injuries.
Yeah. Pops, you know about interior tibialis.
Yes.
And so I had drop foot. So this is the beginning of the season.
Oh my God.
So can't play beginning of the season because of that. And eventually that came back. And then I played a couple games. And then I think it was against the Vikings. I got blindsided and broke the first rib. So this is your first year. My rookie year.
Three injuries back to back to back, all in 1 year.
My rookie year was hell. So people are like, man, how'd you get into beer? That's how.
How'd you get into alcohol business?
Yeah, alcohol, period. Yes. Stressed the fuck out, man. But
God.
It was tough. It was tough just to deal with that alone. That's my first year.
And you're by yourself.
In Green Bay.
Yeah.
In Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's nobody there.
There's nothing to do there. No way to cope.
I like Green Bay. There was a way to cope, but...
Is that how you coped?
No, I just... You know what it was? I still got to go to the facility. You know what I'm saying? So
it kept you in the world a little bit.
Yeah, I kept being around the guys, so that was all good. Call of Duty was it. That was Call of Duty. That was my cope. I think I was like 75 prestige. I was the man of Call of Duty.
Oh my God.
I was so good.
How old were you at this point?
21.
You're a baby.
I was. Yeah.
That's so tough.
That's the hard part too. Is like it's already stressful enough. You go from college straight to the pros, and you gotta get an agent, get a financial advisor, buy a house, buy a car.
You gotta grow up real fast.
Now you got taxes. Now you got real bills. Now you have real stuff to handle. And I was chilling in college. I had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I had nothing. And now you have to become a full-time adult at the same time, be a full-time professional athlete at the same time, like try to handle your life, and
you're getting attention.
Oh, it's nuts.
Insane.
It's nuts. Yeah. And I didn't have like a point person because no one around me really knew that life.
Yeah.
I was the first one to do it. My dad obviously tried his best just being a parent alone, but sometimes I was like, all right, you got to let me handle this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my first year. So let's go into our second year.
Yeah, second year. I mean, we got 12 years, so.
Break my thumb in training camp. Broke my thumb. But I didn't miss time, right? I had it work.
What position were you?
Defensive back.
Okay.
And then, so I then came back to get ready for the beginning of the season, and I was actually going to start. I think it was a Sunday night game versus the Bears, and I get these new Nike Huaraches, which I was like, oh, these are so sick. I'm gonna wear these. That Friday, broke my foot again.
Broke your foot again.
Yeah, that Friday, and
oh my God.
That's exactly what I did.
Your career's stressing me out.
I did just that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh yeah, no, tell me how I feel. Shit, and. I love how I'm like smiling about this.
Yeah, you can laugh about it now.
Dying inside. I laugh now because it was all good, but it didn't fully break.
Okay.
So based on the X-ray, the GM, rest in peace, Ted Thompson, he was just like, you know what, we're gonna hold on. We'll just sit you down for a couple weeks, and they said it's not fully broken. So got treatment for like 3 weeks, I believe it was, and then I came back versus the Raiders, and I got to go play, and it was a great day. I remember, it's funny because the night before I was so nervous, I probably got about 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, that's the worst.
2 hours of sleep. and I had a game of my life. I had 2 touchdowns on special
Wow.
teams, end up winning the game. And it was kind of like, okay, this is like what I've been trying to do for a year and a half on
Yes.
this, just to show them like I can do this, because I know my time was ticking.
Yeah.
So then we end up playing a couple more weeks, end up playing the Lions to end the season. And guess what?
What? Please don't tell me you got hurt again.
Broke my foot again. No! Yeah, I know. Broke my foot again. And this time,
Is it the same foot?
Same foot, yeah.
Every time?
It kept re-breaking because apparently never fully healed.
Never fully healed.
Yeah, apparently, or the surgery just wasn't done properly. But I'm like,
Oh.
anyhow. So we end up going to seeing the doctor in Charlotte, Dr. Anderson. He's like the foot wizard.
Okay, I feel like I've heard of this guy before.
I'm sure you have. Your dad would know who he is. He's a
Yeah.
he is like
The guy.
ankle below. I got you.
Okay.
And I remember I went there to
You're
get
like, do I need an amputation at this point?
Yeah, I know. So I go there, and it's funny because there was a line out the door of like all my favorite players. I'm like, damn, all y'all fucked your feet up? That's crazy. So end up getting my foot done. He put the bone in, straight. He bone grafted, which means you rough the bone so it can heal. So it took longer to heal.
Yeah.
But
It healed right.
But it healed like absolutely perfect.
Okay.
And so then I came back 2008 and had probably the best season. And so I felt like, okay, year 3 went off.
Okay.
Had the best
Starting
season.
to feel the light at the end of the tunnel.
No,
a little
yeah,
bit.
I totally like put it on record like what I was doing.
Okay.
So I go into my 4th year, and usually your 4th year you complete that season, regardless how well you did. Like you most likely will get a pretty good contract.
Okay.
So I go into that season just ready to go, excited, and I remember we played the Vikings Monday night. I think it was Monday night. Can't remember.
Can I just say you have the most incredible memory?
Because
I can't remember any of my meets. I
remember. No, it's somebody. I think one of my teammates called me an elephant.
You literally are like an elephant. Like your memory's insane.
Yeah, well, because
but these are core memories for you.
But they are, and also we'll get into it, like how I got into mental performance.
Yeah.
But going back to all that stuff, and I use all this stuff when I'm helping like other people.
Yeah.
Of like I've been there. You know what I'm saying?
And you're still kind of in it. You're coaching
well, that's the thing, yeah, I'm still
and you're
in it.
analyzing.
So I never like detach from what I'm doing.
The muscle's still getting worked every day.
Right. And so I remember returning a punt, just running normal, and just made a same cut like I always make. And I just remember I just threw the ball because my knee was like gone. My knee was gone. I did ACL, lateral meniscus, bone bruise,
Out of nowhere.
part dislocation. Oh yeah, just non-contact, making a move.
Oh my God.
And done.
And that's where your big scar is from.
That's the big scar, big beautiful scar.
Wow.
I know you see someone else, you're like, aha.
Yeah.
So I remember laying on that turf. First of all, I was like, call my wife. It was number one. And the second.
So you were married already?
Yeah. Well, yes, because we met in 2008.
Okay.
And so I was,
Thank God you had her through all of that because
no, that's real talk because she's a maniac.
y'all are trauma bonded now.
And I just remember thinking, I was like, there's no way that this is how it ends.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, this is gonna sound really crazy, but the biggest fear is like our knee injuries. Like, don't touch my knees. Like some guys would be like, hey, I'd rather get a concussion than get hit in the knee.
Really?
Because I need to be able to run.
Yeah, fair.
Like I've been rocked before and came back, And so for me, I'm like, there's no way that, me be from the smallest state where no one watches us play football. I went to an all-star game and they didn't even know my name. They called me Rhode Island. I was at an all-star game. These are the top kids in the whole country. It's crazy. Top 75 kids. They're like, yeah, Rhode Island. I'm like, my name is Will, but I'll take it.
My name is Will. Yeah.
And to fight all the way through all that to make it here, I'm like, there is no way it ends like this. And I just remember going to the surgeries, going through all that stuff, and it was just brutal.
How was your mental state through all this?
I was confused. My mental state was confused because my best attribute was like quickness.
Yeah.
I was very, very quick for being, 6'1", at the time 205. Like I was a bigger for my position, but I can move like the little guys. So I was like, damn, am I gonna have to change positions? You know, I'm not gonna be the same player. So all those things
You're kind of mourning like all of these
all
identities.
those things.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, sure enough, it was true. I was garbage.
Really?
It was terrible. I couldn't run. My knee never felt comfortable, and he never felt healthy. I just couldn't move the same.
You couldn't like trust your body.
Yeah, 'cause I was still recovering from my right foot.
I mean, bitch, I'd have trust issues too.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to trust my body after all of those experiences.
Yeah,
because
and so no, exactly.
how do you?
Right. So I ended up switching position to a safety, which is, you know, he's a bigger defensive back. They don't need to run as much, and I just had the worst camp ever because I wasn't healthy.
And this was after you re-signed.
So instead of re-signing for like the big contract I thought, I signed for like a 1 year, you know, minimum deal, which is still pretty cool. You know, it was like 1.17, which is like still great.
Yeah. Still pinch yourself every day that you even get to
have
the contract.
And so, but then I remember during camp, I was missing days, and I kind of like saw the writing on the wall. I'm like I've seen this happen before. And sure enough, I remember I left the facility. Oh, meanwhile, my wife was pregnant with our son.
Oh my God. And you're like, now I have a financial
responsibility.
And I don't even know if I'm going to be getting
and we're looking to get a
renewed.
home. We're looking to get a home because we still live in my Green Bay condo, you know, out there.
Oh my God.
And I remember leaving the facility, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go home, get something to eat. And I get a call. And they're like, can you come back in the building? And I was like, dude. I was like, this is crazy.
I already know how your stomach felt.
So I went up there, and sure enough, just like they gave me the news. And so yeah, because I signed it, I didn't get that. So I'm going home, no job, no money.
They cut you from the team.
Yep, got cut from the team. Wife is pregnant, doesn't know anything yet.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So then we go there. We're in Green Bay, just us two, just like, this is nuts. So this is my first 4 years were like, it was a little bit of this, a lot of bit of that. But I think my love for football was so great that even when it got chipped at, it still had some room.
Yeah.
Versus like if I hated
the passion was still strong.
Yeah. Versus if I hated it, I think I would have shut it down early.
For sure.
So this is before we, like I said, I know it's a lot, but before we get to like the other stuff. So I remember the next morning, I'm just like
beaten to shit.
I don't even know what to think, you know?
Yeah, you're literally just like, why God?
We're just laying there.
What are we doing?
And remember my wife, she's like, I had a dream you're going to the Giants. I was like, go to bed. You know? She goes, all right, I just thought that. And I was like, okay, cool. My agent calls me.
No way.
He's like, hey, the Giants want to work you out. And I was like, this is crazy.
You're like, is my wife magic? Women's intuition is fucking crazy, though.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
But so I asked them to give me, I say, can they give me like a couple weeks to like work? Because I haven't trained with Gavin yet at Sports Ice Lab.
Okay.
I met him, but I have not worked with him officially. Yeah. So I came back to J. Sarah and was training there, and I got as best as I could get. You know, I still felt kind of uneasy and uncomfortable. So I go to New York, meet with the team doctor, Dr. Russell Warren, and he actually failed my physical. He's like, your knee is like pretty loose.
Really?
And he was like, but I like you. I'll let you work out. So I work out for the team on one leg, end up making the team. The tough thing is because I was still injured, I had to sign a waiver in the contract, meaning if I get injured, they can cut my pay in half. And so I was fine.
Because you're basically a liability.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I was fine. I just wanted to play.
You're like, fair enough.
I know.
I don't trust myself either at this point.
That's funny. So eventually, my knee it didn't do well. And I remember they called me in the office and they're like, hey, you know, you got to get this fixed. You have to get it redone because there's a lot of things in there that didn't heal properly, that wasn't done properly. You have to get your knee fixed. So they ended up ripping up the waiver, and they like, look, the Giants were like, we'll take care of it. You pick any doctor anywhere in the country, like we'll flip the bill, we'll handle it. You go home and be there for the birth of your son, and then we'll like figure it out. Yeah, so like I hold the Giants like highest regard.
That's so honorable
because
of them.
you don't see that.
No, because to them it's just a big business.
Well, yeah, and my contract was expired. I wasn't on the team next year.
Wow,
you know,
they didn't owe you anything.
Nothing. So I ended up going to Krill and Job, where I got my knee completely redone. This time I did it like properly. I did a patella tendon graft.
Yeah.
And then came back, and they paid for that. I came back with Gavin here at Sports Science Lab, and we just like hit the ground running.
We're like, we're not effing around.
Oh, we weren't.
Yeah.
You know, because I would tell myself too, getting into the mental performance, I'm like, look, I always tell myself, someone has been in a worse position than myself and has won.
I love that.
Like someone has.
Yeah.
And you can take that literally, someone you know. You can take that spiritually, someone you know.
Yeah.
You know, I always put myself in that. So we just hit the ground running tough. Oh, to make matters worse, sorry. Let me go backwards.
Oh, God.
Let me go backwards. The Packers won the Super Bowl that year.
The year after you left.
The year I left. Yeah, they cut me that season. So, yeah, not only did I get cut, I lose the money, I was pregnant, no team, and they won the Super Bowl that season. Oh, dude.
And you would have had life-changing money coming through your account.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I can't.
It was oh yeah, and so
you know what? Can we open your wine? Actually,
that's so funny. I know. Me out. I know. I'm telling you, that's the deal. So then, but
now I know why you brought me a bottle of wine.
I'm telling you. I know.
He's like, the story's gonna be a doozy.
And so
okay, so you get the call, you get the surgery, you're with Gavin.
And then I end up, the GM was like, "Hey, call me if you want." I was like, "I'm gonna call you."
Yeah.
So when I got healthy, I called them. They brought me in. I got signed. And then I won a Super Bowl with the Giants that next year, the very next year.
Your guardian angel was working overtime,
dude. But here's the thing, no question, and still is
no
to this
question.
Day. Still, especially
because there's no reason.
Especially when I was trying to park outside.
Yeah,
it definitely wouldn't be down here. So I'm telling you, everybody was like, "What is this guy?" I got it. I'm from the East Coast. I got this.
Yeah.
But that is the craziest part of. I'll speak for the NFL alone. I'm sure professional sports is different everywhere else.
Yeah.
But it's literally like this, and it's like this, and it's like this.
It's a lot
it's the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. It's crazy.
And they're low.
They're awful.
They're heavy low.
Yeah. And then after I won the Super Bowl, the next year I didn't get one call. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
And that's only halfway through your career.
That's only halfway
year 6?
through. This is only halfway through. So when I did, I know you got a whole bunch of cards you didn't even get to.
Oh no, you're fine. You're actually covering a lot. But
that's cool.
I do want to hear about the Super Bowl because that's fucking insane. Like I won a national championship and that was, peak existence. Like,
no doubt.
Coolest experience ever. I can't even imagine.
But I will say
on that level.
I will say when I did get hurt and started the rehab process.
Yeah.
I did end up connecting with a guy. His name is Jim Madrid.
Okay.
He lives in Laguna Niguel, actually.
Okay.
And he doesn't say sports psychologist, he says mental performance coach.
Got it.
And so because I was such a confident kid, not in terms of like arrogance,
Yeah,
but like
you trusted yourself.
1000%.
Yeah.
And I used to visualize, like I watched people growing up and all that was out the window.
Well, yeah.
All of it.
You were put through the ringer.
Yeah, no doubt. And so his style was interesting because he would train the subconscious to bring it frontal because obviously everything you did is already in there. You know what I mean? And so, but when you get hit, knocked like that emotionally, you forget all that stuff.
Everything's rattled.
So yeah, even down to like, I majored in English, but I didn't write that much, but even just to like journaling and properly how to goal set, because he was big into like energy and the manifestation and really there's a whole sequence I did during the week that like my body just took over and was able to do it on the weekends,
Yeah.
So I worked overtime for that. So yeah, it was
I mean, you're speaking my language. I am a huge advocate for mental health performance.
No doubt.
And psychologists. And I went to a sports hypnotist. I was so desperate at one point because I had a mental block on vault. And like the shit you do just to like be good at your sport, like the shit that we've put ourselves through just to like perform at our best is like actually insane. Like I think if someone outside of sports saw what we were doing, they'd be like, oh, you're a psychopath. Got it. But like, I think when you become so obsessed with being the best version of yourself, like you will do anything to get there. And I think that's so cool that you put everything into getting back to where you wanted to be.
At least for me, there's margin for error. There's no margin for error. What you did. What you did is you get toe can fall off the beam. Like, oh,
that's fair. That's true. Yeah, but like, I mean, the hypnotist like helped me. Like, I do fully believe that we are only using like 1% of our brain capacity, and so I think like to be able to hire a professional to help you tap into that and get you that extra edge, why not? Especially when your body couldn't do the sport, your mind can, you know?
That is like, so in my 30s, I was faster than I was in my 20s.
Crazy.
Just because of the mental pursuit
and the belief as well.
Yeah.
You start to rebuild that self-belief. And then when you believe you can do it, that's 50%.
Well, I started feeling better. And I drove up and down the coast. Me and Gavin did. I mean, I got every single type of like
treatment and
injection you can think of.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Like I went everywhere. And then I actually got a third surgery. I went to like this hidden doctor in Santa Barbara.
That's not sketchy at all.
It was. I didn't care. I was like, "What? You gonna fix me?"
I'm desperate at this point.
Yeah, he cleaned out my knee, and it was like,
wow.
I had full range, and yeah, I just came back with a vengeance, and just never had knee issues like ever again.
So the universe rewarded you with a Super Bowl ring.
No question. Yeah, and then I didn't play next year, so that's fine. But you know what though? Here's the thing.
Did you play in the Super Bowl?
I did. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I did. And
that doesn't make any sense. I don't get your sport, man. No. How do you not get a single call after playing in the biggest game of your life?
Because people looked at my injury history.
And they were like, he's a liability.
They were like, he is damaged goods. We don't want that. You know?
Sad.
So I got to be...
Sad face.
But here's the thing.
Not damaged goods.
But again, I look at that... That's why this whole therapy thing was helping me, because I was like, damn, why am I like, sometimes I could be like stoic as hell, stone cold, and like I can have the worst day ever and still play well.
Yeah.
Like I can do that.
You can flip that switch.
Or it won't even bother me, you know? But going to like rehash and look at everything I've been through, I'm like, damn, that makes sense why I kept getting up every single time. You know,
it's a superpower
every single time, it's acquired though at the same time through experiences. And even now with our son and our daughter, their life is totally different. So they're getting their adversity through different experiences.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like this past weekend, he didn't play as much as he thought. And it ticked me off, ticked off my wife, but at the same time, I'm like, well, it needs to bother him.
It needs to bother him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like he has to be.
This is going to be a growth moment for him.
Yeah, he has to be more ticked off than we are, because we're not playing. He is, and so if we're doing all the, you know, being stressed out or annoyed, whatever the situation is, more than him, then he's kind of like gonna defer. Okay, my parents are upset. I'll let them be upset. I'm gonna go, you know, play this game.
Yeah.
Versus like, no, I need to like wake up at 7:00 and hear the ball bouncing outside because he's furious.
That's what I mean. I think truly when you can't understand why a situation is the way it is, like for instance, I know that your son is phenomenal at his sport. He's doing great. He's been, you know, getting awards. I saw like your Instagram post, like he got an award for doing really well in his sport. But when you can't identify why something's happening, I think it's the universe's way of holding you to a standard.
I believe that, yeah. And it's giving you...
Because the universe knows that he's capable of so much more, and it's going to push him to hit that potential.
For sure.
Versus other kids, you know?
But also in any situation, you know, because once you establish who you are based on your experiences, then it doesn't matter who the coach is. It won't matter who the team is. It doesn't matter what city, what state, whatever. Like, for me, if there's a football, it'd be a fucking sock. Like, let's get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there's an end zone, like, we used to play, you know, they call it throw them up, bust them up. They call it smear them. I'm not going to say it, where it was one versus everybody.
Okay.
Sometimes we play with a juice box. You know, if we're playing the game,
You loved it that much.
I was good. So, you know, even prior, and I love using my son as an example because he has been in a learning or growth mindset since he was about 7 years old. And I say this because, so when he first started swimming, it was obviously for safety reasons, right? We're in California, there's pools, there's beaches, there's everything. So it was for safety. And so he naturally, you know, transitioned to the swim team.
Oh, he's on the swim team.
He was on the swim team when he was 7 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, even that, like, you're not winning like that. So having to deal with, okay, how can I now compete against myself? You know, PR. He started learning about PRs or PBs. And
getting gratification from growth, not from titles.
Right.
Or rewards or outside.
Yeah, just personal growth. And then, you know, you got to get in the pool early in the morning and it's freezing. You know, the coach puts him in the medley where he has to do every single style.
Yeah.
And he's little, you know, so that alone. And then the best thing, and this is like huge. I think the best thing that ever happened to our son is when he was 8 years old, he asked me, he's like, Dad, are there any wrestling clubs for kids? I was like, yes. I was like, shoot, back when I was growing up, that's all my friends did was wrestle as a kid.
Wrestling's huge in the East Coast too.
Huge. And Mark Munoz, who's a former UFC fighter, he was national champion wrestler, and he had a studio in Lake Forest, and then he ended up being at Laguna Hills High School.
Okay.
And it's called Rain Wrestling. So I looked that up, and I was like, dude, here's it is, Rain Wrestling.
Yeah.
So this is really cool. So he started in beginner, and then started, you know, doing well against those kids. And the coach came to me. He was like, he needs to go to intermediate. I was like, why? You know, he said, well, he's taking the instruction and applying them immediately, like in the middle of drilling. I'm like, all right, like I'll trust you guys. Like, sure, he's athletic enough. He's taking the coaching, cool. So then he goes to intermediate, has a little bit of resistance. Then he starts doing well against those kids too. So they come to my wife and I a few weeks later. They're like, he needs to go to advance. I'm like, timeout.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not here trying to get a scholarship. You know, he picked wrestling, so I want him to enjoy it. Like, I'm not trying to, oh yeah, I see potential, let's go. I was like, he's having fun. He's 8 years old. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Let him be the driving force.
For sure. But they're like, they explained to us. And so I contemplate on this for weeks because the last thing I didn't want to do was make him hate what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, especially when he picked it.
Yeah.
So we were like, all right, let's go to advance. So he goes to advance, and the first day he gets fucking dragged through the mud. Oh my! He has like a cool afro. That thing was a mop that day. Okay, he was, and I'm sitting there watching him. I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
I said, it is my fault.
It is, yeah.
Yes, I said, don't look at me. Like, oh my gosh. And I'll tell you the one thing I didn't do. I never do the I'm not a car ride home dad. I got that from my dad. If I got in a car upset, my dad left me alone. He did. Now, if I open the conversation, then he would do it. Now, when I say car ride home, I will sometimes speak to him, but I'm not like, we should have done this, we should have. I let him cool down. You know, I would say most of the time I lead with like, hey, proud of you today. You know, I'll lead with that. And then once we get into it, we'll have like cool discussions. But anyhow, after the wrestling, he got beat up. I was just like, oh, like I don't know what to say. First of all, it's not my sport.
Yeah.
I can't say be tough. It's technique. You know, like in your sport, you can't say try harder. Well, it's technique. You got to lock in, you know, in certain things. So this happened for like a week. And I can tell like every day, I'm like, we got wrestling rider. And he's like, shh, like grabbing his bag, dragging his head like this. And I'm just like, I feel like the worst dad of all time. So I remember in Jacksonville when I played for the Jaguars, my coach would always say, Coach Gus Bradley, he would say, celebrate the victories. And he was like, even in defeat, you can find things you did well.
Looking for the highlights and the silver linings.
Yeah. Like even like I could have had a terrible game, but maybe there were like 10 out of the 50 plays. Oh, that's what it looks
were
like.
Good.
That,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like find those. Don't just look at those. Yeah, the stat sheet says you play like trash, but like, you know what I'm saying, find it there. And so we sat down and we learned about wrestling.
Wow.
That you can win on points. Escapes, reversals, takedowns, what have you. And because we learned he's trying to pin these kids. Now, he's 8, but he looks like he's 10. So, therefore, you're going against 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. They're already more mature and stronger.
Those have 3 years experience on them.
Oh, it's crazy. And just the physical maturation in terms of the strength and mindset. So, of course, they're going to, like, destroy my son. So, we go into practice. And before we go in, I go, Ryder, let's just get one escape. Like,
that feels tangible. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get an escape.
Yeah. Just get one.
Yeah. And so goes into practice. He always crushed conditioning because he thinks he's an animal. And I know him and Jay, they do like these animal movements all around the house. Even still, he's bigger than me.
Oh, he actually thinks he's an animal.
Yes, it's fun. It's cool.
I thought you just meant like an animal.
All these
like
kids
a
are
beast.
dying. All these kids are dying doing a bear crawl. He's like out of here. It's so funny. And so they start drilling. And then he's, you know, getting beat a little bit. And then, boom, he snaps out and gets an escape. And I remember the coach across the way, he didn't know, like, that was Ryder's goal. He was like, Ryder, that's a great escape. Good job. So my son, like, lit up. Like, oh, I got my escape.
He finally got a win.
Then he got his ass whooped after that. But
he got a win.
He went to the car, like, I got my escape.
See?
Like, y'all can't say nothing. I got my one escape, even though his hair was, like, all over his face. And then the next day, got reversal. Next time, got a takedown.
Yeah.
Next time,
there was momentum. It was compounding.
Then he started putting these all together, and then eventually, he wrestled one of the kids who was ranked and ended up like making him cry. And so now, like the tables fully turned. This was like a 3-week process.
Wow.
Fully turned, and so that's what I mean by. I know there's a long story. That's what I mean by at the very, very beginning, like he was young, he learned like, okay, the growth mindset, the process of certain things. So now he has this innate thing where if it gets dark, he's like, I'm good. He can always go back to that. Like,
because you taught him that.
I helped him with it because he still had to do it.
Yeah, of course. He had to apply.
Yeah.
He could have brushed you off and been like, yeah, whatever, Dad. I don't know how much you've told him about your experience in the NFL, but he knows you've been through a lot of adversity.
Oh, they heard all of it.
Exactly. And so I think when he has that context, he knows that you're speaking from experience. And a lot of what you say has weight because you went through the trenches and you came out the other side.
You know what's hard? I'm still dad, though.
I know you're still in the trenches.
I'm just,
you're in a different trench.
No, but I'm dad.
Yeah.
Like, I can give my experiences, but I'm dad first.
True.
You know?
You're not the coach.
Because I will... It's funny, you heard before, like, hey, coach said this. And like, I've been telling you that the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I played, and I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but I'm first and foremost dad.
Yeah.
So even though my words hold weight for my experiences, I'm dad first, second, and third. And then it's like, oh yeah, my dad played.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you think when you were in the NFL, you would have a kid that would be trying to follow in your footsteps? Like, he's playing football, yeah?
Well, here's the thing though. He just started playing last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I let them pick what they wanted to do.
Smart.
I didn't want to be like, hey, I play, so you got to play. Because if they pick, it's more powerful.
100%. The passion's from them. It's not from anyone else.
They're going to put more into it. And then he asked last year, he said, can I play? I was like, sure. But the fact that he asked.
Huge.
Yeah, no
you're
doubt
like,
about it.
You're like in your room by yourself. You're like, yes. Thank God.
I'm like, no, I'm not like, yes, because.
You know how hard it is.
Well, I know. That means I have to get involved.
Yeah.
At least like, yeah, I played.
Like, you got to practice breath work.
I played AAU basketball when I was younger. So like, I'm limited in what I can do, and I can hand them off to somebody else and then kind of give him my 2 cents once in a while. But football, like that's mine.
Your bread and butter.
That's mine. So I'm like, I'm like, damn, I gotta like dust off the old books.
Someone needs to mic
like,
this man up when he's in the stands for a game, because I think it would be the most entertaining.
I'm good.
Are you cool?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It is my wife.
Really?
Yes. When the basketball games, I used to have to sit like on the other side. Yes. We're good now, but she is locked in. Even at my game, she sat right behind the bench. She didn't yell, but she sat right behind the bench. All the wives were in the press box.
She's locked in. Everyone's drinking.
She was right behind the bench.
She has notes.
Watching the game. Yes, I know.
She's filming. She's like, we're going to review footage when you get home.
She had a grease ball. She had a grease board. She's like 3rd and 5. Here comes a slant. I'm like, okay.
She's yelling at the ref.
Yeah, no, she's tuned in. I'm actually pretty chill. I'm very chill, which is why a lot of kids like when I coach them, because I'm zen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially I think at the higher level, it's so easy to kind of match the energy of your coach. And so when they're anxious, you don't know any better. You're so impressionable at that age. It's like so easy to be like, oh, well, my coach is anxious. I need to be anxious.
Right.
But when you look across the field and you see your coach is calm, cool, and collected, you're like, oh, period. I got this.
Especially in crucial
they
situations.
They have faith in me.
Yeah. In crucial situations where you're like, damn, it's a high stress moment right now. And your coach is like, everybody, we got to do this. You're like, oh, versus like, damn, my coach is like chilling.
Yeah.
Like on the plane where we just came back from Indiana, my son and I had a Adidas basketball tournament. And most people, he hates turbulence, right? And we were in the back. So, like, you really feel the turbulence when you're in the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you good? He goes, yeah, I'm good. I was like, look, I said, this is what I do. I said, if the flight attendants are chilling, I'm chilling.
Ooh, good one. Yeah.
I said, so, in this case.
They're the professionals.
I was like, in this case, like, if you don't see me, like, react, I was like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm like, oh, shit, right.
Yeah, then maybe you should run.
I was like, so, but that's kind of how my thought process is for when I'm coaching too. It's like, all my coaches were like that. They were, my really good coaches were so chill.
Really? All in the NFL?
Yeah, so chill when, I'm some of the really good ones were so chill when the stakes were higher, And
that's an acquired skill.
Yeah, through experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. Okay. With you being in the NFL, I want to talk a little bit about mental health because it's so prevalent. Roughly 1 in 3 players show signs of depression or report mental health struggles after retiring from the NFL. Why do you think that is?
It is, I would say, because it's like taking the hamster off the wheel. It's like a shock. Like I was done. I would say for me, playing in the NFL was like unlike anything else because your adrenaline, your emotions, everything is heightened to the max. Like it is the most exhilarating, the craziest experience of all time. It's like it might be similar to like, I don't know, driving a car or base jumping. Like it is to the max.
Yeah.
And when you're done, there's nothing else like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing like, the guys who do well successful financially, like you're not going to make money like that unless you go into investment or something or venture capitalism, whatever it is. Just energetically wise, the physicality, the lifestyle, I was telling someone the other day, I was like, because I'm 41 now, and I was like, I retired at 36.
Wow, so not that long ago.
Yeah, so I was literally training for 30 years, from ages 6 to 36.
Wow.
That's all I did.
Yeah. That's who you are.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah.
And sure, like I got involved with other things, but like to do something for 30 years and then don't do that anymore. I mean, there's people can prepare themselves and set themselves up and even go on. I know guys that made 10x what I made and they're like struggling.
Yeah.
And then for me, somebody who was so obsessed with the sport, so locked in with it. And that's all. Even when that whole movement came out, I forget who it was that told LeBron to shut up and dribble. And so everyone came out with I am more than an athlete.
Yes.
You can do this, which is great.
I remember that.
I was just fine being an athlete. That's all, I was fine. That's all. It was it was easy for me. That's all I wanted to do. Like,
because that was your passion. That was who you were.
Yeah, I wake up.
You were living the dream.
I wake up. I go train. I go practice. I go study. You know, I go eat. I go train again. I go study. You know, I can come home and whatever, play my games and hang out with my friends or whatever it is. Like, my life was just play football.
It was simple.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. You get to play for a living.
Yeah. You got ruined with bills, but yeah, like, I can just play football.
Yeah.
I wish I can do it forever.
Yeah.
His was crazy. When I finally stopped playing, the first thing that I struggled with was like, I was like, oh shit, I got to make my own schedule.
I know. That is honestly one of the biggest shocks.
I had to make my own schedule.
Yeah.
I'm like, I woke
I still struggle with that.
I know. I'm like, what am I going to do today?
Mm-hmm. Like, free will is great until you have to make your own schedule and you're like, fuck free will.
Because I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, where do I start?
Working out was really hard for me too.
Because you don't have to.
I don't have to, but also any workout I did after retiring from collegiate gymnastics, it felt like it was light work. And I was like, this isn't hard enough. Like, unless I was killing myself in a workout, I was like, this was a waste. Right. And so I just didn't work out. Because I'm like, nothing's gonna, I don't know what it was. Yeah. It was like, it was almost like a trauma response of like, I don't have to kill myself every single day. I'm not going to do it then.
Yeah. And
I had such an unhealthy relationship with fitness and
I agree.
Movement.
I agree.
All of it.
I had it. So the thing for me was if I create a fitness routine or workout routine, I would quit it every time. I have about 50 workout routines in my Google Docs that I have not completed because I'm always trying to start a new one.
Yeah.
And because again, I was so used to the regimen.
Just being told what to do.
Yeah. And so
that's why I do workout classes now. I have to be coached.
That's the best thing ever.
It's the best.
Oh, no. And it's so...
Hiring a personal trainer, anything else. Just tell me what to do.
Just go to a group class if you don't want to do it.
I love a group class.
It's great. And
Barry, Soul Cycle, I'm all in it.
Yeah, I do like boxing group classes.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
ClassPass is like my back pocket. I know I will get a good workout in.
No doubt about it. And so for me, I had to turn it into a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a lifestyle for me. So some days I'll walk, some days I'll jog, some days I'll box, some days I'll lift, some days I'll whatever it is. And I'll just, if anything, I'll go for a number. Like I'll
just go for a certain amount of time.
I want to burn 500 calories today.
Okay.
Actively.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'll run for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I'll run till I don't feel like running anymore. Like I kind of just like let my body tell me what it needs. Go. Yeah. When you were struggling behind the scenes, did you have teammates that were also kind of struggling? Like, did you guys have like a support group? Because like, how does that work? I feel like it's very, very common in the NFL to have people that are struggling because the sport's so hard, the atmosphere is so difficult, the environment's so challenging. But did you have kind of this relationship with your teammates where you could talk about stuff?
You know what's tough? I would say the only thing that I would say that offered anything was like we had like Bible study groups, right?
Okay.
Well, you didn't really talk about that stuff, but the hard thing about, especially where I was in the NFL, was you can literally show any signs of weakness. You cannot, or any signs of you declining or anything, whatever it is.
Because then you're a liability.
Yeah, because everything is being documented. Like, give me a reason. Oh, he's limping today? Okay, Like, there's so many unreported injuries, it's not even funny. Even if I got to the point where if I hurt something, I went off site. I got treatment somewhere else.
That's why you said you went to that guy in Santa Barbara.
Well, no, that was another surgery just in the off season.
Got it.
But I mean, like during the season.
Wow.
Like when I was in Green Bay,
off the grid.
Yeah, when I was in Green Bay, I would go, and I love the guys there, but I just didn't want to be in the building, especially me having all those injuries already.
Yeah.
Even somebody to walk by, like, oh, Will's in the training room again. I'm like, I'm just like getting water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
just the fact that I was in there.
Yeah.
So I went off and found this guy, Dr. King, who, he did the ART. That's when like ART got hot and the kineso tape. Mm-hmm. And so it was funny because we didn't do kineso tape when I was in Green Bay. So you had all these guys coming in with the kineso tape. They're like, where you guys going with this? So I would literally go off site and get everything done because the last thing I wanted was to show them anything was wrong, especially in my case. But yeah, but even the whole mental thing, man, it's hard because like you can have your friend, but you can compete against your friend too at the same time. So is he like low key trying to find an edge, or can you give him an edge? You just don't know. So that's why it's a hard space. Like the team can have somebody, but they're hired by the team. Yeah. Even though
they can report back to the coaches.
Even though legally they may not be able to.
Yeah.
It's still like you work for the team. So I don't really trust you in that regard. Every team has a player development guy or player director or player engagement, and he's the person who is, the middleman between the players and the coaches. So he handles everybody lifestyle wise. Like he'll help you, get a realtor, help you with any, off season activities. If you want to like go back to school, anything outside of football, he helps you with.
Got it.
And it's usually a former player, and he's like there for you. And there are some that are like really good, where it's like you say something to him, like he got you.
Yeah, he's like a brother. Yeah.
If you get into some legal trouble, you call him first, and he got you. And it'll never get to anybody else unless like it's that bad.
Yeah.
There's very few, that are like that. But it's usually that person that you could talk to. And for me, that's who I would maybe talk to about stuff. But it's hard because there really isn't, and you really don't
know who to trust.
You really don't.
What do you think?
So it's hard. So it's hard to like open up.
Yeah, because you don't know who you're opening up to, and you don't know what repercussions will come from it.
Right.
Which is fair. I mean, I kind of felt the same way when I was competing at UCLA. It was just like this was back when I viewed vulnerability as a weakness. And so I just wasn't vulnerable because I'm like, if I open up about mental health struggles that I'm having, are they not going to feel confident in putting me out on the floor and performing?
Right.
Even though I knew I could handle my shit when I needed to, I could flip a switch.
Is she going to be on her stuff today?
I don't want to.
Is it one of those days?
Yeah. I didn't want to put doubt in someone else's mind that I wouldn't be able to do my job. And I think especially I was a walk-on and I had a chip on my shoulder, I had shit to prove. It was like so much more of that weighed on me.
Right. Even that. Right.
And I'm curious what you think now as a coach, maybe the NFL can implement to help men feel more safe with opening up about their mental health, because it gets to a point where it gets bad. It gets dark really fast. Like there's suicidal ideations, there's issues with attempted suicide, like especially with CTE. And so what do you think maybe athletics as a whole could do to help?
Yeah, well, I mean, the NFL is what it is, so it's tough. Now, the one thing I will say that at least, because of, social media nowadays, like it's out there. Like there's awareness. It's known.
Yeah.
You talk about it. You hear about it.
It's a bit less taboo.
Yeah. So I think it's just more on us former players to connect and do that.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the NFL, they do offer support. They offer, actually, I'm getting my free sessions through the NFL right now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They actually pay for like 10 sessions for free, which is like great. You know what I'm saying? And then it's up to you afterwards. So they do offer that, through our health insurance. But even that, we're so stubborn where even though the program's there, we won't go do it.
Yeah.
Like you can send us emails, letters.
You can offer us resources.
You gotta physically drag our ass out the house and take us there.
Yeah.
And I'm stubborn. I know how it is too, So I think it's just more on us as former players to do that with each other.
And understand the severity of it.
Yeah.
Because you are gonna have almost like PTSD from being in such a high stress environment for as long as you were. I mean, 12 years is a long fucking time.
But understand the severity for somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
because it's like, this is extreme, but like somebody with a problem, like rarely gonna go help themselves. They're not gonna walk over and be like, hey, I need help. Like, no, you need intervention, someone that. So like something I'll do is once a week, I'll cold call like 10 random colleagues. Not even guys I play with, just cold call.
That's awesome. Just check in.
Just out of the blue, don't need shit from you. I'll just cold call. And I laugh too when I look on social media and you know, when something tragic happens to somebody, everyone's like, check in, check in, check in. I'm like, nobody fucking checks in.
Yeah.
Like no one does. And I don't give a shit and anyone checks in with me or not. But I never got on a call. I never got on a call. And I'm the one person who for real, like I go out there, I'm in the streets calling everybody. I check on everyone. And so do I care it's not reciprocated? No, I don't care. Like I'm not gaining anything. I'm just letting people know like I'm there. I know a ton of people that do struggle, you know, when it comes to that. I had a former player who made a ton of money who asked me for gas money not too long ago, you know?
No.
So how do I help in a situation like that? I open up him to like all the resources that I take advantage of. Yeah. Like versus me, like, yeah, I can Venmo you gas money right now.
You can, yeah.
But let me like the whole, you know, teach me how to fish.
I was just going to say, that analogy of
that thing. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you can, all the things I activated, you can apply for all the disability benefits. You can, you know, apply for the fellowship coaching, you know, because you're back in it. And you can apply for internships in the NFL through your teams. There's so many things that we don't even know, you know, that you can actually activate or that's available to you. And that was something that I had to eventually figure out because I'm like, damn, dude, like, especially the disability. I'm like, dude, I had 12 surgeries. Like, there's no way I'm not getting nothing. Yeah. Like, I got arthritis. True. I got arthritis. I had more surgery after I just stopped playing. My hands are arthritic, my feet, my knees. Like, I'm a mess.
Oh, my God. Get this man a wheelchair.
Fuck the wheelchair. I don't want that thing. Hell no. But, yeah.
But, I mean, to cover your physical therapy for pretty much the rest of your life, you know what I mean? Like, you've left the NFL with permanent damage.
No doubt, yeah.
And not even just physically, but mentally. I mean, the concussions. Yeah. The mental, you know, drain and turmoil it took on you and your emotional well-being. Like it's a lot more than I think people realize.
Oh, it's crazy. But that's why to answer your question, the player to player has to be more. It's got to be tighter. You can't put it because again, our mindset is if it has, like when I was on a team, if it has the logo, I'm like, if it has the shield, I'm like, you know, it has to be us individually to help each other. That's the only way.
And I think they also get it more. Like to be able to connect with another athlete, you just have an unwritten connection because you both get it. You're both in it. And especially once you're both retired, you're like, you in the trenches too? Okay, cool. Let's go grab coffee, saying. You know?
Like, but as simple as that. Just go grab coffee.
Let's go talk.
Obviously now with the whole, you know, financial investments or even the wellness world, like that's been big. You know, a lot of my, I'll never do it, but a lot of my friends are doing the high rocks races, like stuff like that. Yeah.
Finding different outlets.
Yeah. Just more, I'm very careful with my wording, like escape outlets, just more so like purpose. You know what I mean?
Well, finding like you said, little wins.
Yeah, because I feel like a purpose is ongoing. Yeah. Like versus like I need to go do something else. You know? So yeah, a lot of my former athlete friends are doing those high rock races. I laugh.
Same. Literally same. It's either a marathon. You're gonna do one. I mean, shit, probably.
You are what she's definitely gonna do it. Absolutely. You're gonna do Ninja Warrior. You're gonna do all that stuff. I can tell you're a maniac. I can already tell.
Yeah. That's
you got the walk on vibe, man. Like,
I know
you're nuts.
I know we're built different. I think too. It's like, unfortunately, you have to come to a realization at one point or another that nothing will ever feel as good as your sport did.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing matches it.
But I chase it.
It might get, yeah.
I chase it.
You can chase it, and like you can find other things that maybe give you like 25%, 50% satisfaction, but like nothing matches winning a Super Bowl, getting a perfect 10, winning a national championship, being a Hall of Famer. Like those are things that will like forever be identified as the peak. What's one piece of advice you'd give to a young athlete whose dream is to make it to the NFL?
Oh, man. I will say my one piece of advice for an athlete trying to make it to the NFL is just dominate where you are. You know, like be the best person where you are. Never run from the smoke.
Oh,
that's it. Like
I love it.
Like, don't be afraid of competition. That's the thing. And they say that because a lot of people look for easy, especially when you're younger. You know, you wanna go and always be the best kid against, you know, lesser competition. Or you might meet your match, and don't be afraid to find out.
I would say, I think for me, because being an individual sport, it's a lot easier to do this. Maybe, I don't know, with the NFL, obviously competing against other people and having to literally, you know, collide with people. But for me, I would say biggest advice would be literally just you versus you, because everyone peaks at their own time. Everyone hits their potential at a different time of their life. And it's so difficult and honestly so detrimental to compare yourself to others.
For sure.
Because you have no idea what they're doing. You have no idea what they're going through. So the best thing you can do is literally control your controllables. How do you mentally prepare for life after football?
How do you mentally prepare for life after football?
How did you do it?
I did it because I have a really cool support system. My family is great. Wife and kids are awesome. My father, my friends. I have a great circle.
Keep your circle close.
I have a great circle. I have like 3 mentors.
That's amazing.
In different aspects of life. So I never thought about that. That's a good question. I have a good team around me.
That's awesome.
Where they hold me accountable.
I would say for me, like finding things that you're really good at and leaning into it.
Like what?
Like
what are you good at outside of gymnastics?
Yapping.
Here we are.
That's why we're here.
Here we are.
And I didn't realize.
Yapping.
I didn't realize. I think when you're young, you have this affinity to be able to say yes and figure it out after. And so I think like I really encourage athletes, because you don't realize how many lessons you've taken from your sport. Like say yes and figure it out after that. Like I said yes to a Red Bull cliff diving job where I was a TV show host. Have I ever been a TV show host before? No. Did they still fly me across the world and have me do a crazy job where I interview professional athletes? Yeah. And I realized, oh shit, I'm actually kind of good at this and I like it and it's fun.
That, yeah.
And
I always listen.
Yeah.
I always take a meeting. I always listen.
Why not? Like if someone sees potential in you that you don't see in yourself, listen. Open up your mind to it and say yes. What's one habit that separates good athletes from greats?
Yeah, being obsessed with the process.
Oh, I love that.
That's the thing right there. Fall over in the process and then understand like real work ethic that's true ownership, because you're not waiting on anybody else.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
No, I appreciate it.
We could yap all afternoon, honestly. It's so fun to connect. And
you could yap all afternoon.
You could yap all afternoon.
You would admit it, you're a yapper.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you for coming on.
No, I appreciate that, yeah.
And good luck with everything. Be sure to check him out on all the stuff. You are crushing. I cannot wait to try your wine.
Yes. Enjoy that.
I'm
Blackmon
very excited.
Cellars.
Yes. Love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next Wednesday.